Hi, it's Jill from Jilly Bean Studio. Welcome to the channel where I share art journaling and junk journaling, projects, and ideas. In today's video, I'm going to make two no-sew journals. And by the way, happy Valentine's Day to you. The first kind is going to be made out of these little candy boxes, the sweethearts, the conversation hearts. It's going to be, again, a no-sew journal, so really easy to do. And the second one is going to be a kind of happy mail, or in this case, a good junk mail journal. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a few minutes. And by the end of the video, I've been working on these journals across the last week or so. I'll show you an update and a little bit of a flip through of some of the things I did in the pages. So I hope you'll come along today. I also hope you'll share with me things that you're doing in your junk journals and art journals. I would love to hear from you. So this started for me last year working in these tiny journals. I did this sort of collage and sticker journal. It might almost be called a glue book, and I really enjoyed it. That was part of using up my scraps in the 100-day project. This year, I have the candy boxes yet again, friends. And I thought, the Snoopy really inspired me. I haven't seen a Snoopy on one of these, so I have that retro feeling. So I'm thinking about that and using stickers a lot. Colorful things that I usually love, and one of the littles made the art project actually a long time ago. So that was one I saved. And then I have my own printables in my Ko-fi app. These are free in February, currently 2025, if you want to download that. And what I decided to do was print it half size. So I did 2 to a sheet to make it an easier fit into the smaller size journal. So I think this kind of journal is a really fun one to use with your gel pens, with your, if you have kiddos artwork, and printables. These are beautiful printables by Cat Hand. I just love those colors, and I am part of her Ko-fi membership for the digitals, so I'm going to use those today. I did the same thing and printed them half size, and that art journal one is also one that I have in my Ko-fi shop for free. It's very light pastel, so I like to go over that with gel pens and kind of doodle on it. So I think to bind this journal, I'm going to use one of the easiest methods I think ever come across in terms of a no-sew journal, which is wrapping either with, you can use elastic or string. In this case, I'm kind of feeling, again, that retro vibe, and I don't know why, but this yarn, this pretty blue, is calling to me. So it's really just the wraparound technique. I'm wrapping around about 5 times so that I have 4 strings inside to attach the folded pages, the little folios or signatures. And I'm going to tie this by just looping underneath and then tying a couple knots. Really that simple. You do want to make sure it's tight though. And I also reinforced it, by the way, with the spine itself with a little bit of an index card, because for whatever reason that spine felt a little floppy to me. Okay, and now we have the actual signatures, which are folded index cards. Those are some of Cat Hand's printables. And these pages just have a little bit of this and that to start, just so I don't start with a blank page. I put down some scraps and some of the printables already. And because I'm going to pull this towards me for a minute, because you are pulling the string or thread or elastic pretty tight, it is a little fiddly sometimes just getting them in. I was also considering using that as the interior cover, but I decided to hold on to that. So that is it, friends. That is the beginning of that journal. And again, by the end of this video, I will show you more progress and share a few more ideas. But before I do that, I wanted to also share with you the good junk mail. So this good junk mail comes from Gina over at Stellar J Studios. It really is adorable. She has this as something she offers in her Etsy shop. So for the month of February, this is what I received. And she calls it good junk mail. In the same, Happy Mail kind of family. And I don't know about you, I do know a lot of people actually make Happy Mail journals. Look at this adorable Valentine. Signed. I love it. And now, I'm going to say it, but this is so stinking cute. I love this vintage Valentine. I think that could actually make a cute little notebook inside the journal. And then Gina has this really just kind of sweet, heartfelt letter, the kind of, pen pal sort of letter. And she has a little activity down the bottom on how to, or like craft instructions, how to fold an envelope out of a heart. And then isn't this going to be great inside the little conversation heart journal and the junk mail journal? I am partial to pink, so I'm really loving that. So sweet, all the different hearts. Look at that rabbit. Ooh, puffy. Candy and bright and sparkly. Now this I really love. I don't know if it's a dragon or a dinosaur, but if it's a dragon, I'm especially partial to dragons. And look at her sticker. That is her sticker design there. Oh, I absolutely love it. Thank you, Gina. What I thought I would do is make another simple journal using that same technique, just tweak it a little. So I took some wallpaper and a napkin and a hole punch. I glued the wallpaper and the napkin on opposite sides to some Bristol paper, like a cardstock, maybe a slightly heavier weight, and then made those little pockets. So I can put the little skunk Valentine in the back. Use up some of these scrappy bits that I've had hanging around in my paper bins. This one is actually left over from Junk Journal January. More of my printables. And yay for a random manatee. The envelope that Gina sent the Happy Mail in is the one on the top right here. Isn't that sweet? So I'm going to cover up the address further. I kind of put a little bit of splashy blue paint because I love the stamp, the blue in the stamp. And for this one, I think I counted out maybe 7 times the length of this journal. This journal is approximately 5 by 8. Now, if I were to do it again, I punched the holes a little bit farther down on the spine, maybe over an inch, and I probably would have gone slightly farther up, because you'll see as the project goes that I'm limiting myself to how tall or the length of the signatures can be. In fact, I'll have to cut one down in a minute or so, but that's okay. Live and learn. I'll be thinking about that more next time. And I really like this, muted tone, because I'm of course often very bright. I love my colors, but I kind of like this very sweet vintage look for, I guess, for Valentine's Day really, and for this junk style journal with the vintage Valentines inside it. I don't know, it just sort of, it felt right to me that it would go together. And pulling them through, making a group of strings so that I will first feed it through each of the 2 holes and then tie it off in the same way as I did the candy box journal. But the candy box journal, I tied it off already on the outside, and this one I'm gonna tie off on the inside, going back under the strings the same way I did before, kind of wiggling it down and giving it a good tug. You want those strings tight so that they will hold your folded pages, which really each folded page or folio becomes the signature. I think it's about a 1/4 inch spine. It's not a very wide spine. And I decide to put the envelope as the first signature. Look at that with that beautiful ribbon, and Gina stamped it with rubber stamps, as well as obviously the mailing stamps, which are adorable too. I decided to go with this painted scrappy page. And this is when I discover that it's a little bit too long. Have my snail mail from my printable. And again, I'll link that below. You can click on that and download that free in the month of February. We're currently 2025. I also, again, have that art journal printable, which is a very soft pastel. So doodling on it with a gel pen is really fun. Okay, so now we can see a little later on in the week my progress and me measuring that indeed it was about 6 inches to fit in those signatures. So just a little tip there when you hole punch to think about the length of your pages, because I needed to kind of go back and regroup on that one. So here's some of the progress in the cute little candy box journal. I used some of these Tim Holtz, I think those, I don't know, I think they're called Small Talk, the little labels, conversation labels. Thought they would be good in a conversation heart journal. Ooh, I love that sticker from Gina. Yeah, more room to write. Gel pens will be so pretty, writing with just the pastels, the colorful, kind of same vibe as the conversation heart colors, I guess. Yeah, I still can't part with that little, it's a dragon to me, I guess. White gel pen is perfect on the darker surfaces like these. I kind of made the printable with white gel pen in mind, actually. I like that chalkboard style look. And I did put a little ribbon on the cover on the right side just to sort of finish that off too. So a fun start to a little no-sew journal. And now the no-sew good junk mail journal. I'm using a hairband as a closure right now for this one. And actually for the other one, I have a little ponytail holder on the bottom, right? And that is my closure for the candy box journal. So I love this little scrappy bit, using more gel pen, trying to really go back to my stash a lot in the new year. I did grab this notebook at the Dollar Tree. The paper is so thin, but in a good way. I think it makes it easy to collage, and somehow I just love the ghosting of the gel pen on the other side. I'm using some acrylic markers. And then I decided to use some of these boxes as tuck spots, the puffy stickers, and pockets. So you'll see over here Snoopy again. I also tucked in an index card. And I love index cards. I mean, there's the whole, right, iCAD and index card art. And they're just so great to simply journal on. I like to journal a few times a week. My journals are for fun and playing with art and self-care and just chilling out. And an index card is such an easy thing to stick in your journal to jot notes. This is Gina's sticker. Her handmade sticker. Isn't that adorable? I'm still hoarding that one as well. I can't seem to stick it yet. More tuck spots. Have plenty of these boxes, friends. And the so stinking cute. I know. Vintage Valentine. I'm still debating on making it a little notebook. I love it. Happy mail journal, good junk mail journal, just any old junk journal. But I'm really enjoying these in the month of February. I hope you're enjoying your junk journaling or art journaling. I would love to know. Please leave a comment below. And thanks so much for stopping by the channel. I really appreciate you being here. Happy journaling to you.